So as you can see, I have just chosen basically a shape that I'm going to do here. This would apply whether it's a finial, or in my particular example that I'm working on, it's going to be a vase. But you can see the shapes and the contour of it. So the next thing that we want to do is develop what that plan view is going to look like. So up here, we're going to project up our center line. And we will start with the base. We can project up that base that we know is going to be 6" in my example that I'm working with. So we'll start off here and we'll mark that base on there of 6". So that represents that 6x6 base dimension that I have down here. Now what we want to do is project up all of these points and create what they're going to look like when we're looking down on the top of it in plan. So we know, for example, and actually the best way to start here at this point is to identify these. So let's call this 1. So we've got them identified. Now let's project them up here. So I know that this is my 6". So that means that that is going to be for 1 and 2. Then when I project this up, so we'll find the center here. We'll draw our center line in there. And we know that when we project this up like so, because it is going to be a square, then I know that the distance from here to here is going to be the same from here to here. And we can either step them off, measure it. So if I know that the distance from here to here is going to be the same, then I can step that off and draw that in. And when I project that up, that's going to be for 3 and 4. See that? 3 and 4. So that's for 3, 4. And if I carry on coming up here, it's also for 7 and 10. So I had 3, 4, 7, and 10. And we want to do the next one. So we're going to project it up. And we're going to draw it in here. And we can do the same thing. We can either measure it, or because it is square, we could take the distance from here to here. And I could put it here and here, knowing that it's going to be exactly the same. And we can identify it. So I know that it's going to be 5 and 6. So that means that that is going to be for 5 and 6. Then we want to project up the next one. And we can do the same thing. I can take the distance here. And when we project that up, we can see that that's going to be for 8 and 9. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we've got all our parts identified here in plan looking down on the top of it. So that's exactly what we're going to see. Now we want to start to develop the stretch out for this piece. So over here someplace, we're going to start off with a line. And we're going to start off with our base across here. And we want to get the accurate stretch out height now for this piece. That means that we're going to take these distances and step them off, because that represents our profile. And we're going to step them off so that we get the accurate stretch out height. Now for the straight sections here, as in this case, I know that's 1/2 inch, so I can simply measure that and put it over here. And then we can take the distance here and step it off. Then we can do the same thing here. We can either measure it or step it off. And that represents now the true stretch out length that we need in order to create all of these profiles in here and come up with the same height that we're developing this to. We can identify these lines at the same time. I know that that's going to be 1. Now what we're going to do is from our center line, we're going to take our distances out to either side and match them up with their corresponding number. So it doesn't matter if I work off of this side or this side because they're all going to be exactly the same. So being we've got these identified, let's stick with this. So we're going to take this distance here from center line out. And I know that that's going to be for 1 and 2. Then we can do the next one. We know it's going to be 3, 4, 7, and 10. So I've got 3. Then we're going to do the next one. And we'll do the next one for 8 and 9. And that's going to give us our stretch out. Now we can draw our lines in there. And that's it. And that would give us a stretch out. Cut out 4 of these, put them together, and we're done. Even if this was octagonal, 6-sided, 5-sided, doesn't matter. It's still exactly the same. We would still be working from the center line for each one of those individual sections out to the points that we've established here by projecting from our elevation view back up into our plan. So the next thing that we will want to do here is we want to add some type of an allowance on here so that when we go to join them together, we've got something to attach to. So give me a second, I'll draw that in for you. So that will show you the allowance that we're going to put on here so that we can attach one piece to the other. And the notching, you notice that we relieved a little bit out of this side. We didn't really need to cut much more out of here, but it's easier when we assemble it to make sure that we don't have any of that material overlapping each other. On the top here, we might have put a hem. Depends on how we're going to finish that off. Could even be a wired edge on there if we wanted to. But that would complete the stretch out for this vase. Thanks for watching.